China's biggest brokerage firm just restricted short sales after stock rout. CITIC Securities suspended securities borrowing for investors. China stocks heading towards worst start to a year since 2016. Now, CITIC Securities, China's biggest broker, just restricted short selling for some clients amid growing outsized losses in local stock markets. The state-owned asset manager stopped lending stocks to individual investors and also raised its requirements for institutional clients earlier this week, following instructions from regulators. So China's largest brokerage didn't completely restrict short selling. In fact, they only restricted it for individual investors. However, they raised requirements for institutional clients, and these were instructions straight from the regulators. So the regulators basically say, hey, we will let the market tank further and get into dangerous territory as long as we get paid, as long as institutions have to pay more when they're doing it, as well as block and prevent individual investors for jumping on the train. However, this is still a decent move going against short sellers because we know South Korea has done the same thing, and we're going to talk about them in 1 second. But first, before we do that, SEC just charged investment advisor and principal in abusive naked short selling scheme. Your short selling is a legal practice where generally a trader borrows a security from a security holder and sells the security at one price, speculating the trader can buy the security at a lower price in the future before it must be returned to its owner. Additionally, as the complaint alleges, on occasion, Savvy and Mints use their naked short selling to artificially deflate the price of securities, allowing them to obtain more shares at a cheaper price. Finally, Australian Financial Review, in quotes, South Korea's financial watchdog, said illegal short selling accounted for more than 20% of daily transactions in a number of stocks and vowed to continue working on rooting out such practices. The article goes on to note that Financial Supervisory Services, FSS, which is South Korea's financial regulator, found violation rate exceeding 20% in some cases, which suggests that illegal transactions have a big impact on a certain stock. Adopting a strategy of looking at trade activity of individual stocks instead of the entire market, FSS adds, in quotes, it is necessary to consider the impact of illegal short sales on an individual stock, as such traders hinder fair pricing and increase short-term volatility. Recall that South Korea currently has a ban imposed which expressly prohibits any kind of short selling through at least mid-2024. So over in Australia, financial authorities have defended the decision describing illegal trades as naked short selling as a rampant and hurting fairness in the market. However, we still have no words from American regulators. Our stock market over here is allowing everything to happen. They are also allowing routing to OTC. Citadel Darkpool Connect criminal activity is blatantly front-running orders, seller boxing, layering, spoofing, price pinning, AMC, and they were just doing it between 442 and 444 and after hours. Yet, Citadel Securities still isn't being investigated for the crimes since January of 2021 when the buy button was removed. You can see over here on the order book, all of these routed to OTC. Finally, banks aren't doing hot. A top US banking regulator has announced plans for a new short-term liquidity rule to help lenders respond to runs by depositors. And you have hundreds of billion dollars in unrealized losses on your books, this seems like a good idea. The bank runs might just be coming. Now, we have a lot of stuff to talk about in today's video. I didn't ask you yet, but please hit the like button before we get into AMC's chart as well as GameStop's chart. Subscribe to the channel, get us to 18,000 subscribers. Let's continue the video. So does AMC have correlation with crypto? AMC up about 8% yesterday while all cryptos started taking a dive. We're going to talk a little bit about crypto later and the sell-off. Let's touch on some numbers real quick. Ortex dropped from 9.95% short interest to 9.6% over on AMC. AMC, according to Stock Tracker, has 1.6 million shares available to borrow, 6,000 calls compared to 78,000 puts expiring in the money, 256,000 call contracts expiring out of the money, which, yes, much greater than the puts. Market makers collecting tons of premium, and they dumped 246,000 short exempts on it yesterday, yet AMC had an 8% day. So the algorithms may be tracking exactly what we thought they were tracking. Moving on, GameStop, 80,000 shares available to borrow, 6,000 calls compared to 33,000 puts expiring in the money, and all of this premium, 409,000 call contracts expiring out of the money, handed over to market makers. Short exempts, 11,000, up from 3,000. Okay, so they are stair-stepping GameStop down now with short exempts. Quick touch on GameStop, 1422, down 0.5% on the day. It wicked up yesterday and filled this gap, which in my opinion is sort of bearish because we didn't see a lot of volume pickup and we didn't get a candle to come and fill the gap. We got kind of a wick here, and I'm not seeing a lot of strength in GameStop, which shows that it may have more room to the downside. However, AMC, as well as Ethereum Classic and a couple other things, may be holding this up, and we're going to talk about it right now. AMC 437, down 1.37% on the day, coming up and basing on that 435 level that we have been watching. So broke below, now it is using it as support, ending this yellow cycle, again coming up to 525 soon, down to 475, and then getting that moon is exactly what we are tracking. And for those of you who don't come day in and day out, this is exactly what we want to see. It doesn't have to play out exact, so we may be a little off. Yes, lottery stocks might be a little bit off, but it looks to be playing out pretty perfectly as of right now. And if anything changes, I don't assume that it's going to change a lot. Okay, so watch these short candles scale higher, and then eventually after we drop down a little bit to retrace 525 to 475, we want volume to pick up. Okay, so we want gradual volume, very slightly, kind of chop trading, scaling higher as of right now for AMC. And before we move on to the overall market, additional stuff as well as Tesla and crypto, guys, do it before the month is over. You gotta go do it today. It's the weekend and it takes 2 minutes out of your day. Sign up for Moomoo. The link is in the top of the description. And once you open an account using this broker and make a deposit, you will start earning up to 15 free stocks, each valued up to $2,000 per stock. Plus 8.1% APY for the next 3 months, which is what the market earns on average over the entire year. And this has zero risk to it. Again, use my link, sign up, and make a deposit as soon as your account is ready. And for those of you who have signed up and made a deposit, shout out to you for the free stocks that you have gotten. I know some of you guys have been telling me that you sold those stocks and you're just going to let the money sit because you don't really care about it. Either way, it's going to grow, and it took you 2 minutes to do your entire setup. Also, guys, get in the Discord. The link is right under the video. I'm in there on the daily. We talk stocks all day long. It's the place to go. Whether you're a beginner or advanced trader, there's nothing to lose here. It's the price of a coffee a month. Sacrifice a coffee, level your trading journey up, and overall, come talk with the most amazing people who talk stocks as well as crypto all day long and who want to become financially free like yourself. Now, US 1-year inflation expectations fall to 2.9 at an estimated 3.1 and previously 3.1, which is the lowest since December of 2020. And US December existing home sales fall 1% to 3.78 million, estimated 3.82 and previous 3.82, which is the lowest since May of 1995. Now, SPY 478.91, up 0.5% on the day, finally broke this resistance level at 477.50. Where are we going to go, lottery stocks? Are we going to smash right through that 480 level, that high on the SPY? Well, a couple things. Volume is increasing, so that is looking good, at least for yesterday's candle. We want to see volume high for today's candle as well, since we broke a crucial level. And we want to see a full candle close above this level at 477.55. We do still have a wick dipping into it. Now, another thing I wanted to note, be very careful, because last time the SPY had chop at this level, double top, broke above, and then finally broke above that level of the double top with a nice candle. It chop traded, consolidated, and everyone thought it was going to move higher. However, it got smacked back down into the channel and fell for an entire year. Now, I'm not saying that is the case, but just watch for chop trading in this box that we have been watching and prepare for a potential sell-off. As of right now, it is still bullish. I am still bullish on the market. This is just one outcome. Either way, we are still getting a flat top as of right now. Watch for more consolidation or volume follow through on the SPY. Tesla 209.73, down 1% on the day. I am still in my contracts. I'll post all the positions right here. Absolute bloodbath. We were looking at the lowest of Tesla around 178 as of right now. I didn't want Tesla to break below 200, and I didn't think that was going to be the case. It may get a nasty bounce at 200. Again, as of right now, we can't really do anything except watch until earnings, which is Wednesday of next week, January 24th. So we really need to watch that level. Now, I am going to scare you guys a lot right now. First of all, Tesla is trading at the bottom of the Bollinger Bands. Not bad. That is a good sign to see. Hopefully you get a reversal. However, other signs aren't showing us that that is going to be the case, which is scary, and that means that it's invalidating our previous cycle. If we get the worst possible case scenario, Tesla has a very low gap. This is the same thing as GameStop. if the market bleeds this year and if the bulls are completely wrong, GameStop is going to fill a dangerous gap down to 3 something, and Tesla is going to fill a tiny gap all the way down to 114. This would be a catastrophe in the market, a black swan event, and these are some very, very old gaps that have never gotten filled. Crypto breaking below this channel. Bitcoin taking a little bit of a dive right now. We really want to see it hold 40K. If not, I'm watching 38K, then 36, and then maybe stair stepping down. However, Bitcoin is still bullish, but watch for a bounce at 40K for Bitcoin. Now, Ethereum Classic also is getting this little sell-off. However, if you take a look at the previous time frames in these cycles, right, these gap ups that we're tracking, each and every time we had a little bit of a cool off, which I think is where we're ending at right now. Cool off right now, cool off back here, cool off back here, all before another spring higher. 1, 2, and 3. Hopefully this third time getting the same thing that is about to happen. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have post notifications on. Subscribe to the channel. Check the links down below. Get your free stocks for just signing up and depositing. And also join the Discord. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.